You guys know this is my favorite place to be in my house. This
La cocina.
and my closet, okay? Like the kitchen and the closet. But today, Chef Jorge is back. Ya le gustó. You like the white kitchen, huh? He's loving the vibe. I mean, I don't blame you, okay? But listen, I was like, we need to do a video and we need to talk about like the must-haves that we need in the kitchen. We wanted to make a video to show you the must-haves that they need in their kitchen
to make anything happen.
Anything, un caldo, a salmon, un pollito,
lo que quieran,
enchiladas, frijoles. There's one thing that I'm seeing here. There's one thing that I'm not seeing here.
Talk to me.
I'll tell you in a little bit, that I'm like, I think it's an essential. But I will tell you that I appreciate all of my chef friends that I have. I appreciate, like, all of you guys have your own uniqueness.
We're meticulous.
Yeah, and I love that. Shout out to all my chefs. If you're a chef,
shout out to all of y'all.
Yeah, drop a comment below. Like, I wanna check out your page. You know what I mean?
Let's work together. Let's work together.
Yeah,
let's be great.
We're all about collaboration.
Let's be great.
Okay, I see a lot of dishes in front of me, and you busted them out.
Yeah.
Right? So these are the must-haves that everybody should have in their pantry.
It's a combination, RaqC. You always want fresh spices as well as fresh produce and ingredients and herbs, and all of this is just makes your dish that much more pleasant. It makes the house so fragrant. It smells amazing in your house.
Yeah.
Right now you can smell all of this.
I can. I'm just
we're
like,
not cooking anything.
Oh,
it just smells delicious.
It's like, I'm that girl that when I go to the supermarket and I see a fresh plantita of basil, I'm like, gotta get it. It looks like decoration, but you're like, no, those are my spices.
It's aromatic. It's all aromatic in here. On the corner, classic, just salt and pepper. You can't go wrong. If you don't have anything in your fridge, you want salt and pepper. If you don't want, your pantry, salt and pepper. You can make a steak, a chicken, a pig, your vegetables, anything.
Hey, but I like the way you have it mixed up. I mean, for somebody like me that loves salt and pepper, I could appreciate this. Like, boom, just dash it, pour it on top.
So that's kind of like a 70-30. 70% salt and 30% pepper. There's all kinds of different peppers. We could get into a whole video about peppers. There's pink peppercorns, there's green, there's red. All of them have a different one.
I just discovered white pepper. My sister used white pepper when we were making she was making butternut squash soup for Christmas. And I was like, it's spicy, but I don't see the pepper in it. It was white pepper.
So delicious, so delicious.
So good.
A lot of your favorite Asian cuisines carry white pepper, and you'll be surprised how much tastier that takes it to a whole nother level. It's just a beautiful combo. And,
genius.
And there's different grades of salt. So there's cheap salt.
Taking us to school.
There's cheap salt. You don't want to use cheap salt.
The cheap salt, you guys, is the salt that's like 93 cents at the supermarket. It's called iodized salt, and it is dyed.
Talk about it.
Talk about it.
Go kill your snails with that. Don't do nothing else with that.
So what would you say is the ideal salt to
There's some Malden salt, which is kind of flaky, right? And then it's kind of like a finishing salt. So you could use kind of like a kosher salt for when you're cooking and you're seasoning. But when you finish, like say you finish a steak or a salad per se, it's a flakier salt, and sometimes they have a smoked version of it. They have a truffle version of it.
Okay, that's too fast.
Right. Well, that's a whole other day.
How about we just stick to sea salt and pink Himalayan
Pink
salt?
Himalayan. All right, number 2. So what we're gonna go with, number 2.
Hold on, can I just be random real quick and say,
Absolutely.
I've never seen anybody get so excited about salt the way he did.
It's a good thing.
Like, seriously, this is when you know you love what you do.
Love it. All right, so let's go. Let's keep going. Let's keep pushing. All right, so number 2. This is garlic herb rub. So in here, you have some dehydrated garlic. Hopefully it's good garlic, but this is good garlic in here. And then they throw different herbs in here, spices as well. So, but it's primarily garlic and herbs. So you'll have garlic in here, tons of garlic, and you'll have kind of like dry basil. Smell this. Smell this. Dry basil. You'll have some little bit of not too much salt in there, but that's delicious. It goes well on chicken, on steaks, on veggies. So that's delicious, especially if you're gonna put it on the grill. Number 3, here we go. So this is kind of like a Cajun herb rub as well. So this, you're gonna have like sweet paprika, spicy cayenne pepper in here, hints of garlic, hints of onion, and also probably some laurel bay up in here. But this is really delicious. This
What's laurel bay? Is it bay leaves?
This is bay leaves, yeah.
I was just about to tell you, I don't see whole bay leaves in your
Whole bay leaves are not right here. Everybody can customize their own kitchen. Don't tell me you have bay leaves in here.
I do.
You have bay leaves in here?
Listen, in RaqC's kitchen, there's always bay leaves. Have a kitchen if you don't have bay leaves. In Spanish,
la jícara, laurel.
Yeah, hojas de laurel is, you will be so amazed.
And a little goes a long way.
One of these
a little goes a long way.
will change the flavor of your food. Don't believe me? Try it.
This is actually ground up onion powder and garlic powder. It's a combination of both.
I like how you combine your spices.
Because sometimes you don't have the time to go to the store, because preferably you prefer a fresh onion, a fresh garlic in here, but sometimes you don't have it. So it's okay, because on the fly, you have the next best things, which is garlic and onion powder.
Oh, I just love how you add garlic and you get it. The way you get excited about salt, I get excited about garlic. Like, I don't know if you knew this, but garlic is a natural antibiotic, and that's why a lot of Asian people cook with garlic. This smells delicious. Onion and garlic.
It's really good for your system, and it's also an aphrodisiac.
Shoot, what?
It's an aphrodisiac.
Shit, no wonder it's two of my favorites.
Okay, we're gonna go all the way back to the other corner. This in itself is kind of a complete seasoning. So
like an all-purpose seasoning.
So this, your mama probably has this already in her fridge or somewhere. She has this already. Somebody's mama has this, because if you don't have this, then go get it.
Okay, period. So this is an all-purpose seasoning that we could put to what? So just anything.
Todo, en un caldo, and rice, you could put that on anything. There's a little bit of garlic in there. There's lots of herbs in this.
This smells heavenly.
You have thyme in there. You have parsley in there. You have dehydrated peppers in there. So delicious. So that's kind of like a must-have. Ultimately, all of these are vegetables. So you don't have a steak or anything. You season everything with vegetables. So this is just dehydrated vegetables, which are just phenomenal. And that's kind of like the elixir of life next to water. It's just deliciousness, man.
I agree. When people tell me they like their food bland, I'm like, why? Just drink a smoothie.
Just one of those fundamental things that Casa Latina, you know you got some cumin up in there somewhere.
Un comino gives food life. You know, it's so funny because I've always loved comino. And when we went to Oaxaca, we went to this puesto, this like food truck on the street, and they were making these tostadas de pollo with some kind of green sauce on it. And you know what they were topping the tostadas with? Cumin. They didn't have salt, they didn't have pepper. They had shakers of comino.
Next one is dried thyme.
Ooh, see, I'm glad you included this, because I don't really.
It's an herb.
I don't really cook with thyme.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. They forget it. It's overseen. I think they think, well, we're gonna get to it. It's fresh as well, but it's dry. It's that much more pungent. It's herbaceous.
Yeah,
herbaceous, aromatic. Like, you could put that on some chicken. Put that on some fish.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I can't. Usually, I know the spices that I have in my pantry. But I've always looked at thyme, I've passed it up anytime I go to a supermarket, because I don't know what I would put thyme into.
So true story. I came here about a couple weeks ago or whatnot, and I was looking for herbs. And RaqC's like, oh, go into my pantry, I have everything you need in there.
I have a lot.
She has some stuff.
I have a lot.
She has some stuff. I go in there and I'm like, yeah, RaqC, you don't have anything. I just closed it back up, and she's like, what am I missing? I'm like, we'll get you right. So
and see,
that's why we're here. Garlic.
Yeah, I love garlic. Oh my gosh. And you know what I noticed about your cooking, especially when you came and threw down for my Friendsgiving, is that because a lot of people use minced garlic, right?
Right.
And they sell minced garlic in glass jars, and sometimes it's really easy to just scoop in there. And
you don't want that.
I know. I noticed that about you.
The thing with that is, I mean, if you have to, you have to. But what it is, has a bunch of preservatives in there.
Yeah.
So it's in there. It'll last in your fridge forever. Even if you look at the color's kind of like this thing. Yellow tea coffee drinker people. Like, it's just not that sexy looking. It doesn't smell like fresh garlic. It doesn't taste like fresh garlic. So next on our list, our must-haves in the kitchen, are shallots. I'm sure everybody has seen shallots, but they've been scared or intimidated to use them.
Me?
Okay.
I have, because I'm like, what's the difference between a shallot and an onion?
Okay.
There's obviously a difference because of the name.
Absolutely.
But it smells like an onion.
So do you like onions?
I love onions.
You do love onions. Do you like, and you love garlic, obviously.
I love garlic.
So this is kind of like a little hybrid in between both of them. So you get the best of both worlds with this. So pretty much if you look at it, it kind of looks like an onion, to be honest. If you really look at it.
It does.
And then it resembles an onion. So
a garlic.
Yes, a garlic and an onion though.
And an onion.
Don't be intimidated by them. Grab them. The difference is these are a lot sweeter.
Oh.
Once you cut them up and you dice them up, that's a nice little way so you can smell them. They smell like onions. They smell, but you can smell that sweet.
Hey, what
is
about?
That making you cry?
No. What about, like, let's just say you make like a guacamole or a pico de gallo, right?
Substitute that with any time you've been using an onion and you'll be happy. You'll be a happy camper.
Okay, that's good to know.
One of our final, but not the final ingredients is back to thyme, but fresh thyme.
Fresh thyme. Okay, so what do you... Oh gosh, that's not. Listen, I'll go with that way better than I go with the dry.
So,
but do they give it different effects?
Yes and no. This is a lot more pungent. So yes, in that behalf, you'll have to use way less of the dry.
Okay.
But when you start using the fresh, you're gonna want to just use so much fresh because it's so fresher, the taste and the smell. Your home just fills with joy.
Oh my God.
Somebody's mama probably has this in their backyard, right?
Yeah, yo tengo una planta. No se preocupe.
Ahí está. That's extra virgin.
Extra virgin olive oil. You know, that could be a whole nother video on different types of oils because a lot of people write to me and are not sure what type of oils to use when they're cooking. Don't be using corn oil.
No.
That's the worst oil that you can use. That's the stuff that's like causing high cholesterol to cook. I mean, I know a lot of people use olive oil to create dressings.
Yes.
So why is it?
There's a big debate. We could go into this all night.
I mean, it's so.
Oil in general has high different cooking points. So the heat in itself, and that's why they don't like to really cook with them because you'll kind of burn the oil. Oil, believe it or not, does burn, and then the flavor changes. You want some extra virgin olive oil.
Do y'all want a video of like the breakdown of oils? Let me know in the comments down below because hey, that might be a great video because there's people out there using olive oil, avocado oil, sunflower oil.
Last but not least, a little lemon. You need some citrus. This is some acidity. Acidity right here. You have, and don't just cut it and squeeze out the juice, RaqC, because you're getting rid of like the most essential part.
Let's talk about that because I've seen chefs. Okay, this thing right here, this little tool is a lemon zester. I mean, mine doesn't look this. Do I even have one?
Not in your kitchen, no.
See, I need a lemon zester.
You're gonna get so much flavor out of these. So much flavor, and
my question is this:
oils are in here as well.
There's oil in there.
There's oils. There's lemon oils in there. So when you start to actually zest it, they start to shoot out, and everything starts to smell. The citrus, everything, and you haven't even gotten to the actual juice yet.
I do have a lemon zester. I am ready. I listen to our advice at home. How do you know what to lemon zest over?
So you cook fish, you cook chicken, you can put it on anything pretty much. You eat watermelon, you have watermelon or even papayas or anything on there. You just zest some of this on there, dragon fruit, anything that you really want. Anything that you would usually put lemon on, put the lemon zest on there. I love it, I love it. Here we also have is red pepper, like red chili flakes, you know what I mean?
When I think of this, I think of pizza.
Absolutely.
You know? But lately, you know what I've been noticing? I've been noticing that I've been putting it in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
It's the perfect amount of spice, but it like no me quema.
I suggest you always have this because sometimes people don't have hot sauce or they don't have X, Y, or Z in their little pantry. So this is always like a nice little go-to because if you want to make a sauce or you want to just sprinkle it on chicken or sprinkle it on a steak or whatever you're making, you can already automatically add your heat to it. Where you won't need to add hot sauce.
Genius.
You won't need anything else in there.
Right? Like just if someone wants something spicy, you just get it and boom, you put it on your salad, your mashed potatoes, your chicken, you're good to go. Personally, I just made a dish the other day. I did some sauteed broccolini with like olive oil, lemon pepper, and I sprinkled a little bit of that on top. Me quedó delicioso. So listen, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and you actually learned from this video as much as I did, Chef. Like seriously, thank you for always like schooling me and just being passionate about what you do.
Whoever I am cooking for, I want to convey that love to them as well. So
yeah,
you definitely want to make a pretty, tasty, loving dish for anybody that you're cooking with. It's our nourishment, you know what I mean? And when we nourish our souls, we nourish our bodies, it's just that much better, and your body is happy. Who wants to have a bad meal?
Right, and you know what they say, I've heard this, and we're gonna wrap it up with this, is that even if you're in a bad mood or a good mood, it's conveyed in your food. Absolutely. So if you're out there making your wife angry or your husband before he cooks, your food is probably not gonna taste the greatest. So yeah, food is nourishment. Right? And so when we start looking at food in this way, I think we will get excited about a spice, the way Chef George talks about these spices. Like, I want to be that excited about spices.
Get excited.
About oil, about
get excited.
Everything that's nourishing this beautiful temple of mine, by the way.
Yeah.
Thank you so much again for joining me in my kitchen. We need to make this like a regular date, right? I'm gonna meet you in here often, all right? So stay tuned. Till next time, bye guys.